Hi everyone, welcome to NetGate Chemistry. So in the previous video of coordination chemistry, we were discussing about the factors affecting magnitude of splitting. Under this topic, we have already discussed about the nature of metal, and under this topic, nature of metal, we have discussed how the oxidation state of the central metal or the principal quantum number or the number of d electrons, they affect the splitting, actually the magnitude of splitting, right? And we also did a kind of absolute comparison while doing the questions. So now we are going to discuss about the nature of ligands, that how the nature of ligand is going to affect the magnitude of splitting. Nature of ligands. So before going into the detail how the nature of ligand affect the magnitude of splitting, we are going to discuss a little bit about the spectrochemical series. First of all, what is spectrochemical series? In short, if I tell you about the spectrochemical series, then it is simply the arrangement of ligands in increasing order of splitting, or you can say crystal field splitting power. Crystal field splitting power. This is basically the spectrochemical series. So now I'm going to write down a spectrochemical series. First, in spectrochemical series, you will see the halides, I negative, Br negative. These are basically the halide ions. Also S2 negative followed by SCN negative, then chloride ion, then N3 negative, F negative, oxalato, OH negative, H2O, NCS negative, then NH3, then En, bipyridine, CH3 negative, C6H5 negative, R3P, Cn negative, CO, at last NO. So basically what you will find in the spectrochemical series is that first you are going to find halides, halide negatives, okay, followed by oxygen donors, okay, these are the oxygen donors. Next, nitrogen donors, then you will find chelate rings, chelating ligands, you can say chelating ligands, because ligands on attaching with the metal it form ring, but they are actually chelating ligands. And then pi acceptors like CO, NO, okay. So this is the spectrochemical series. You are going to find the weak ligands, generally the weak ligands, and here at the lower bottom you are going to find strong ligands. But for different cases, ligands are going to behave differently. This is general saying that here you are going to find the generally weak ligands and here you are going to find the generally strong ligands. Okay, so this is about the ligands. And then if we talk about metals, in octahedral field, then what happens? There are certain metals which are going to cause more splitting and certain which are going to cause less splitting. So this is basically the order which I am going to write down. It is Mn 2 positive, Ni 2 positive, cobalt 2 positive, Fe 2 positive, chromium 3 positive, cobalt 3 positive, ruthenium 3 positive, molybdenum 3 positive, rhodium 3 positive, palladium 2 positive, followed by iridium 3 positive, and at last platinum 4 positive. So this is basically the series for the metals. So if we combine all the factors which we have studied in the previous video and today's video, then what conclusion we can draw? That if in a question we have been given a number of complexes, then how to find out which of the complexes will be having high crystal field splitting and what will be the relative order of splitting in the complexes given in a particular question. So first what you have to do is look out for the series. Suppose you have been given in a complex, in a question there have been given two complexes, one is from 4D series and other is from 3D series. Then this we have discussed in the previous video. Then the one complex having the metal from the 4D series will be having more splitting. Okay, so first you have to look for the splitting. Okay, suppose if in a question the complexes which are given to us, they have same principal quantum number, that is they belong to same series, then what you have to do is you have to look for the oxidation state of the metal, right? If suppose there are three complexes given to us, each having all of these complexes belong to same series, then what you have to do is you have to look for the oxidation state of the central atoms. So if one complex is having central atom having +4 oxidation state, the other one is having +3, and the third one is having +2, then the one having +4 oxidation state will be having more crystal field splitting as compared to one having +3. Same goes for +3 as compared to +2. Now what happens if the complexes which are given to us, they belong to same series and they also have same oxidation state, then you have to look for type of ligand. Okay, then you have to look for type of ligand which we have discussed here. Okay, that is you have to find out the ligands that attached are whether they are weak ligands or strong ligands. This we are going to discuss in which case they are going to behave as weak ligand and in which case they are going to behave as strong ligands. That we'll discuss later on. But for now, what you should remember is how to apply the concepts which we have studied till now. First you have to look for the series. Those which belong to higher series will be having more splitting. If the complexes the metals are from same series, then you have to look for the oxidation state. The one having more oxidation state will be having more splitting. If the oxidation states are also same, then look for the type of ligands. So till now we have studied about the splitting in two types of complexes, octahedral and tetrahedral complexes, and also the factors affecting the splitting. Now in the next topic we are going to discuss about the filling of electrons after the splitting of d orbitals. So one by one we are going to discuss each of the cases. So what we have done is we have studied about the splitting in octahedral and tetrahedral complexes. and followed by the factors, and now we are going to see how we are going to do the filling of electrons in these splitted d orbitals. So this is the next topic. So now the next topic which we are discussing is filling of electrons in splitted d orbitals. How we are going to fill the electrons after the splitting of the d orbitals. So first, what you have to remember is ligand will behave in two different ways in various type of complexes. Maybe they are not going to behave anyways. So first, it can behave as weak ligand or it can behave as strong ligand. If in a complex we see there is no pairing happening in the electrons in the valence shell of metal, then that means ligand is weak. If pairing is happening, then that means ligand is strong. So for filling of electrons, we have to know about the nature of ligand, whether in that complex the ligand is going to behave as weak ligand or as strong ligand. So what we have to find out is in which case ligand is behaving as weak ligand or strong ligand. So that we'll study using some concept followed by some of the rules. So if we look at D1 configuration, if metal is having D1 electronic configuration, then see what will be the picture. These are the 5 d orbitals in the valence shell of the metal present in a complex. So in octahedral field it is splitted like this, right? One electron is here. After splitting, one electron will be here. Okay, this is T2G and this is EG. This we have studied. So here there is no concept of weak ligand or strong ligand. Whether the ligand is weak or strong, that is decided by various factors. Here there is no concept of weak or strong ligand, because anyways the electron is going to be filled like this. Okay, after D1, if we discuss about D2, then also there is no concept of weak ligand or strong ligand, because anyways the filling is going to be like this. This is the filling in case of D2. If we talk about D3, then also there is no concept of weak ligand or strong ligand. Now after D3, what happens? Suppose this is the d orbitals after splitting in octahedral field. After splitting, they are like this, and we are discussing the D4 case. Here 4 electrons are present like this. Now in this case D4, what can happen is, if suppose first case I am taking, the metal is attached with a weak ligand, then what happens? How we are going to fill this? 1, 2, 3. Up till 3 the filling is same, but because the ligand is a weak ligand, then what happens? This splitting is not much. Okay, because the ligand is not a strong ligand, so splitting is less. So because the splitting is less, this gap between T2G and EG orbitals is less in this case, right? So the 4th electron can easily jump to this orbital. So if the ligand is a weak ligand, then filling will be like this. Suppose same situation, splitting is like this. D4 system, but here the ligand is a strong ligand, then how filling will take place? So 1, 2, 3, up till 3 it is same. Now in case of strong ligand, this splitting is more as compared to this splitting, so electron cannot jump into the EG orbital. So what happens? Pairing take place. So here what we observe is strong ligand causes pairing and weak ligand do not cause any pairing. So in this case there will be no pairing. Similar will be the case of D5. If we have D5 system like this, then fifth electron will go here. If D5 system is here, then what will happen? These are the four electrons. Here will be the fifth electron, because again it cannot jump into the EG orbital. In case of D6 electrons, what will happen? D6 electrons here. Now there are 6 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 electron will go here, and here D6 sixth electron will go here. Okay, so it really depends upon the type of ligand here, that whether pairing is going to happen or not, how the filling of electrons will take place. So here the role of ligand is very crucial. So if we have a weak ligand, then there will be no pairing, and if there is a strong ligand, there will be pairing due to the less or more splitting. Okay, now this is D6. Similar for D7, one electron will be here. For D7 there is no other option except for going here, right? For if see, this is D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6 and D7. Now if I discuss about D8, D9 and D10, then I'm discussing it here. First I'm taking the case of D8 system. Suppose these are the 5 d orbitals splitted like this. 8 electrons are here. 6, 7, 8. Okay, now while filling 1, 2, 3, suppose first I'm taking the case of weak ligand. For weak ligand, what happens? There will be no pairing. Electron will jump to EG orbital. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8. If instead of weak ligand there was a strong field ligand, then again what would happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Filling will be the same whether the ligand is weak ligand or a strong ligand. Similar will be the case for D9 and D10. So this is how electrons are filled and how the ligand decides how the filling is going to take place. For D1, D2, D3, D8, D9 and D10, the role of ligand is nothing. Okay, but for D4, D5, D6 and D7, the nature of ligand is going to decide how the filling is going to take place. So I think so far that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.